also called moral philosophy, is a discipline concerned with what is morally good and bad and morally right and wrong. How should we live? Shall we aim at happiness or at knowledge, virtue, or the creation of beautiful objects? Will it be our own or the happiness of all? Is it right to be dishonest in a good cause? Is it wrong to clone a human being or to destroy human embryos in medical researches? Ethic deals with such questions at all levels. Its subjects consist of fundamental issues or practical decision making. And I will be introducing you to the ethical principle that will help and guide us. Actually, I had difficulties in finding sources about this because these principles are often used in medical profession. And I want to find a general principle that will cover or that will include all profession. But this principle may often used in medical profession. We will try to apply it to ourselves as an individual. So let's proceed. So the first one is fidelity. Pretty self-explanatory. Just being responsible, professional, and faithful. So if you want to try to be a role model for your colleagues, especially your younger ones, you should have these principles of fidelity. Alright, so the second one is the principle of veracity. So this principle is often used in medical profession and it pertains to the principle of telling the truth. So there are two kinds of violations in the principle of veracity. Number one is dishonesty and number two is willful omission, meaning not telling the whole truth is a lie. Making decision depends on knowing the truth, or both parties have the right to choose, both the patient and the dentist, and both parties must tell the truth. The dentist has to give the patient the whole truth, and the patient has to tell the dentist the whole truth or everything. So that is what the principle of veracity is all about. It is the principle of telling the truth. Finally, the principle of justice or fairness. It involves treating all the patients in the same way without biases. This would include emergency patients, making sure that they are treated well in a timely fashion as you would for all of your patients, ignoring the race, the color of the skin, the culture, the tradition, people with disabilities. So that is what the principle of justice want to tell us, the principle of being fair. So the question is, what is the relevance of this principle to us? So as a future teacher, I should have this principle because time will come that I will be teaching students and there's a lot of responsibility I need to fulfill. It is our responsibility to influence our students to become a good citizen in their community, to let your students practice fairness at all times, and to make them become a solution rather than a problem to our society. So applying this principle to ourselves could make a difference. Alright, so I will be leaving you a question related to veracity, the principle of telling truth. So as I said earlier, veracity is often used in medical profession and it includes that both parties must tell the truth. The dentist must tell the patient the truth, the whole truth. So the question is it ever advisable to admit you made a mistake or apologize to a patient? So that would be all. Thank you for watching. I hope you've learned. Bye-bye.